Good morning students and welcome to this video on phrasal verbs. So let's begin with the definition of verb. What is a verb? A verb is a word used for saying something about a person or thing. Verb means action or something done. Then what is a phrase? Phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. For example, sit in a corner, in the east, etc. And verbs when followed by various prepositions or adverbs becomes phrasal verbs. Phrases are combination of words used for giving specific meanings. And now I'll tell you about some common phrasal verbs and explain their meaning with the help of examples. So the first phrase or phrasal verb is abide by. This means behave in accordance with some law, promise or decision. For example, both the parties agreed to abide by the court's decision. Then next phrase is act upon. Act upon means follow the advice or order, and it also can mean have effect on. For example, if you sincerely act upon what the teachers tell, you will get good marks. This means that if you will follow the advice of your teachers, you will get good marks. Then next example is this drug acts very fast upon the senses, means it has effect on the senses. The next phrasal verb is add to. This means to increase. For example, good education always adds to one's personality. Next is answer back. Answer back means to reply rudely. For example, you shouldn't answer back your elders. Then next is break away. Break away means to free oneself. For example, the horseman tried to hold the horse by the bridle, but the horse broke away. Another example, the under trial broke away from the police custody. The next phrasal verb is break down. Break down means cease to function, means stop to function or fail or collapse. For example, due to heavy rains, the telephone system in the city has broken down. Another example, she broke down as she told her sad story, means she collapsed when she was telling her sad story. The next is break with. Break with means to cut off connection. For example, the two brothers have broken with each other over a dispute on their father's property. The next phrasal verb is break into. Break into means to enter forcibly. Example, the thieves broke into the house and decamped with a rich booty. Next is break up. Break up means to disperse or close and also to come to an end. For example, the police made a baton charge to break up the crowd, means to disperse the crowd. Another example, the meeting broke up with shouts of applause, means it came to an end with shouts of applause. The next phrasal verb is break out. This means to start suddenly. Example, a fire broke out on the 5th floor at about midnight. The next is break in. Break in means to interrupt or disturb. For example, he is in the habit of breaking in the conversation of his elders. Next phrasal verb is break open. This means to open with force. Example, the robbers broke open the box and took away all jewelry. Next is blow out. Blow out means to extinguish. For example, a strong gust of wind blew out the candle. The next phrasal verb is blow up. Blow up means explode, and it also means to destroy by explosion. For example, the mine blew up all of a sudden. Another example, the army blew up the enemy camp. The next is bring up. Bring up means to raise, rear, or educate. For example, Rekha was brought up by his uncle. The next phrasal verb is bring about. Bring about means cause to happen or to achieve. For example, his folly has brought about his ruin. Another example, the new government brought about many reforms. The next phrasal verb is bring to mind. Bring to mind means to recall. Example, the painting brings to mind some of Picasso's early works. Then next is bring out. This means make known, and it also means publish. Example, only an inquiry by CBI can bring out the truth. Next example, the new edition of this book has been brought out. The next phrasal verb is bring in. Bring in means to introduce, and it also means produce as profit. For example, how much will the sale at your shop bring in? Another example, the new government brings in a bill to improve road safety. Then next is bring down. This can mean to cause to fall or to reduce and also to humble. For example, the wind brought down many trees. Next example, the prices must be brought down, means they should be reduced. Then next example, his pride was brought down by his failure. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you.